Growing Pains, Kelly here. How are all you doing? I miss you guys so much. I can't wait till we can get together again. I can see you guys and how much the kids have grown. But until that, we get to talk to you by video. So anyway, what I'm going to talk about today is the B word, and no, not the bad one. Although some of you may think this one is even worse than that one, but the word budget. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, if you're like me, as soon as you hear the word budget, you think that means you can't spend any money. So if you're like me, then when I think of that, what do I instantly want to do? Spend money, of course. But that's really not what budget means. Budget means planning where your money is going to go, having a plan for it. So what it is keeping track of it. Inventory control. That's another word that we use is inventory control, like a business. But anyway, it's money that you have coming into the household, and then planning on where it's going to go from there and prioritizing where your money is going to go. So say you get money from whatever source coming in, and then you make a list of all the things that you need to pay for, the necessities first. So that would be, say, your housing expense, groceries, utilities, those kind of things first, and get those things out of the way. And then whatever you have left over is the fun things, the extra things that you want to do. Now, by doing that, obviously you're taking care of the things that are important, that are most important. Of course, they're not the most fun, but they're the most important. And I know when I was a single mom for a long, long time, if I was stressed about money, I wasn't as good of a mom because I was stressed out. So I wasn't giving my kids the best of me, of myself. I was stressed about, I was always thinking about money. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And so I wasn't giving them 100% of me. So by having a budget, though, when I finally learned to do that and learned to have a plan with my money and prioritize it, it actually gave me relief. It made me feel better. I didn't feel restricted. I felt free because I felt like I finally was able to let some of that stress go. When I had the money coming in, and paid everything that I needed to pay, I felt a sense of relief. I felt a sense of empowerment, like I actually accomplished something. And when you're struggling, when you're not making the money you feel like you should make, or you want to make, or even you need to make, if you take care of those priorities first, the things that are important, you feel good about yourself. You feel accomplished, like you've done something. And that was the sense that it gave me. And that was really why I wanted to start teaching other people about that, about what to do with money, because I know how much it helped me. And then once I got it under control, then I was able to pay the things that I needed to, like I was supposed to, and then move on from my day or my month or my week or whatever it was. I was able to move on because I wasn't stressed all the time about how am I going to pay for the roof overhead? How am I going to, is the electricity going to get turned off? And believe me, it happened before. But when I finally got a hold of it, a handle over what I had coming in, prioritizing where it went, I didn't struggle with those things anymore because I took care of those things first. Now, it's not easy. I know it's not easy. And it sometimes meant that we didn't get to do everything that we wanted to do. But what it did do is it forced us to be creative. So at the time, I couldn't go, spend a girls' day like at the spa. We couldn't go get our nails done and our hair done and, all those things, the pedicures that, we might like to do because I have 3 daughters, as you know. And so maybe we weren't able to do those things, but it made me be creative. So what we did is, every so often we would set up stations in our patio in our backyard. So I have this spa thing, so we'd set that up and plug it in, and we set up a table for nails. We set up another table and chair where we could do hair. So we would have stations, and so we would have a girls' day at home in our backyard. Now, was it somebody pampering us? No, it was pampering each other. But it was actually even better because it was quality time. We were talking to each other, not other people around us. It was just fun. We would laugh. We would, it was just made it fun. So, and that was a way of being creative. And even though we didn't have money to go do those things, we still got to do those things. And we did it on our own. Just different things, going to the park, having a picnic in our house by our fireplace. That was the thing that kids would love to do, is we would set up a blanket in front of our fireplace. I would get plates and I would cut up all different kinds of food, as picnic food, as if we're having a picnic, and we'd go sit by the fireplace with the fire on when in the winter, but even often we would even do it in the summer. And then have a picnic. And again, we would sit and talk and just pretend we were outside and doing these different things. But again, my point is it made us be creative. We spent time together, quality time. My girls and I are so close, and I think a lot of it has to do with those times that we struggled financially. And so it caused us to be creative, but it caused us to be creative together and to spend time together. And so most of you know that once I started doing a budget, it was the worst example of myself, of what a budget looked like, because I used to spend way too much money at Target. I think you probably, a lot of you have heard this before, but I would go to Target and spend $30 and another time $40. And when I would go and do that at the time, it wouldn't hurt. However, after adding it up for a month, because when I wasn't doing a budget, I wasn't adding it up, so I didn't know what it would add up to. But after a while doing it, I was spending way too much money. And again, that was me not keeping track of where my money was going. So once I started paying attention to those things and keeping track, again, I could still go to Target. I just don't go like I used to, so that because I know that I spend too much money. So it gave me control over my spending habits, number one, but also gave me freedom to be able to do those things because I know that all my necessities are already paid for. So I have that sense of, again, freedom, feeling in control, feeling good about myself, and feeling accomplished. And that's really what we hope for all of you, and what we're trying to teach you guys is to be the best that you can be in all areas of your life, whether it be moms, dads, budgeting, all those different things. School, I know that's a big thing. Parents are home at school right now and teach their kids. If you don't have that financial stress hanging over you, it even makes that easier, because you're not stressed out thinking about other things while you want to be helping your kids with homework and school and all that stuff. So I hope this helped you today. If you have questions, I'm always available. I'd love to help you and kind of point you in the right direction. You don't actually need, people think you need a form. You don't actually need a form to do a budget. You need to know how much money you have coming in. Write it down. Write down all your expenses that you have. Prioritize them, what you're going to pay first, and figure out what you're going to have left over. That's really all it is. It can be done on a simple piece of paper. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Set aside money for all those priorities first. Get those out of the way. Get that off your shoulders so you don't have that stress hanging over your head. And then move on with the rest of your month, your week, or whatever it is that you have for after you get all that stuff paid. So I hope this helps you. Again, questions, call me. I'd love to help you. I hope you're doing well. I miss you and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.